Hello there and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute potpourri of brand news, brand forecast and industry conversation, all in a mix, encompassing thorough and in-depth, all aimed at promoting the brand idea. I'm Ogali Mafuru.
It's insightful, it's exciting, it's enriching. It's Marketing Edge on TV, a half-hour TV show on the business of brand management and the management of brand business. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of juicy and exclusive industry news on brands, advertising, media, PR, brand and focus, industry conversation, and the entire gamut of integrated marketing communications business. It's a business show with glamour and grandeur. We serve you hot and sizzling with all ingredients in the mix. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Good to have you back. First on Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we'll bring you the latest happenings around brands and in the field of marketing, advertising and communication in Nigeria and around the world.
Now on brand news. Stakeholders under the aegis of heads of advertising sectoral groups, HASG, and the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria (BON) have pledged their support by endorsing the full implementation of the new Advertising Industry Standards of Practice (ISOP) guidelines. The group made the pledge during a meeting held between APCON and the HASG at the former Protea Hotel, Maryland, Lagos. The pledge is in demonstration of the support, solidarity, and total agreement of the ISOP instituted on the 6th of October 2021 by the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria (APCON). Recall that the new Advertising Industry Standards of Practice (ISOP) guidelines were instituted on the 16th of October 2021 by the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria (APCON). This October, as is customary for its annual Patrons' Day celebration, MIPAN will treat its staff, management, stakeholders, friends, and family to a fun fair. The MIPAN Patrons' Day is a day set aside for the media independent industry to unwind and celebrate forerunners of the profession. The 2021 edition promises an exciting indoor game experience with lots of prizes up for grabs, courtesy of sponsor DSTV. It would see media agency go head-to-head in Jegda, darts, pool, chess, and so much more. We extol the virtues of fair competition and innovative excellence that the MIPAN's Patrons' Day promotes and are proud to be perennial partners, said Mariga, head of Africa at DSTV Media Sales. Leading telecommunication company MTN Nigeria Communications PLC has commissioned its technical partners Ericsson and Cisco to probe while its network virtually collapsed on Saturday 9th October 2021. Commenting on disruption that affected its data and voice services, MTN CEO said, "I want to apologize to all the customers that were affected by Saturday's service outage. Our primary mission is to bring you the benefits of a modern connected life, and notwithstanding this unfortunate event, our commitment to providing the reliable services you've come to expect over the past 20 years remains unshakable." Reassuring its customers of excellent service delivery, the telecom boss said it is working closely with network partners Ericsson and Cisco to ensure that the reasons for the disruption have fully investigated and appropriate action is taken to enhance the resilience of affected systems. Leading online streaming broadcast media Superior Radio and Television (SRTV) has announced the second edition of its talent hunt show tagged SRTV Talent Expo, built to hold from 1st to 5th December 2021 at the Velodrome facility MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. The convener Obegbire Christian Ashiaku, represented by Ms. Emered Abayagbo, who made the announcement during a press briefing at NECA House, Alausa, Lagos, also disclosed that the online streaming platform has resolved to add to this year's edition of the show the Next President reality TV show and a legendary award ceremony to celebrate iconic and highly respected personalities who have contributed immensely to nation building from every sphere of life. Representing Renet Limited, the consultancy company working on the project, Victor Otagbo disclosed that winners will be awarded certificate, SRTV plaques, as well as cash prizes, and that interested participants are to visit srtvtalentexpo.com for registration and film submission.
Well, that was brand news. Next is Brand in Focus after this break.
Everybody want enjoy. Everybody want relax. Everybody want to glow. Nobody want carry last. Everybody want joy. Who no like it better? And if you wanna talk to mommy, if you wanna talk your credit, if you wanna run on time, if you want plenty data, if you wanna go do one more 7, he says 7. Let me hear you say this super number. 7. For easy life in no dirty wahala. When you use the code, it be like you in a lotto. Let me hear you say this super number.
The whole sensational world of love, now accessible through one code, *777#.
Will this penalty be the decider? What's going through the player's mind here? You could cut the tension with a knife. Is there one more twist in this long, rocky road to the final? And here's the kick, and he scores! They've taken the win, they're through.
Don't worry, my boy. There's always a next time. Yes.
It's into Ikalo from the wing.
Join the winning team and stream every match with Glow special data plans. For everything Glow, dial *777#. Great supporters of football. Glow.
This website is what your business needs to grow. Playhouse Communication is a full-service digital agency, which is just big English that means they provide creative services, social media management, media planning and media buying, tech development, and basically what every business needs in 2021. So why should you trust us with your business? Well, not only do MTN, Stanbic IBTC, Trophy Lager and Trophy Stout, Diwali, Arrowhead, and Swan Cape do, Playhouse Communication has also won the Marketing Edge Outstanding Digital Agency of the Year award 2 times in 3 years. Let that sink in. Our business is to mind your business and drink water. So give your business the edge it needs. Visit playhousecommunication.com today, right now.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Now on Brand in Focus. Women in Management, Business and Public Service Wimbies is undoubtedly a brand that boasts of the telling traits and appurtenance of a real and full-fledged brand. 20 years ago, when the idea was mooted by Chichi Okonjo, who incidentally is the only man among the founding members of the organization, none of this select group made up of Ifeyinwa Igodalo, Adeola Aziz, Adebola Adeshola, Fumi Roberts, Ibuku Awoshika, Ifeoma Adigbe, and others could have imagined that it would have, within the space of 2 decades, grown into a behemoth and iconic brand that Wimbies has come to be. Wimbies is unarguably the acme brand in its niche. Attaining that iconic status in today's competitive business environment can be very challenging. Determined to stay at the top, however, Wimbiz has continually bettered itself such that in all sphere of brand building, it has continued to eschew the characteristics and qualities of a successful brand. Some of these characteristics and qualities include and are not limited to the intrinsic and extrinsic competitiveness, which comprises the entire team working behind a brand. Distinctive leadership, which is a complement of consistency, is similar to the rudder of a ship, which steers the course and gives direction to the voyage. And all, if Wimbiz were to be a candidate in a brand building exam, it would have come out with a distinction. Understandably, therefore, 20 years down the line and having gone through the molding hands of 9 executive councils, 18 annual conferences, projects too numerous to mention, and publications that are reference materials on gender equality advocacy, Wimbiz is out to make a statement to wit. In the team's own words, we have built a brand and a legacy we're proud of. And hasn't the brand really earned the strut?
Well, that was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we have interactions with high-profile and distinguished personalities who have been at the forefront of strategic positioning of brands. Well, today on Industry Conversation, we will be speaking with the Managing Director of Starcom Media Perspectives, Mr. Jude Odia, after this break.
Mr. Kaku like to kaku. Every day must do kaku. Yeah, if you want me go kaku. If you want me go kaku. Every time he like to reason. Even free things he go bad easy. Glow is there for you in every season. You don't have to over easy.
You don't have to be a Mr. Kaku when it comes to data. Get a Glow MiFi for 12,000 Naira and get up to 60 gigabytes data free.
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make you calm down. It a form say you sabi. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass me your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We've been breaking down record, it's amazing how we've been challenging ourselves to be greater. We've been keeping it 100, never breaking down, performing no matter what it takes. Hey, yeah, we changed the world around us and we won't stop now. We found that we will go all the way, all the way. Help us tell our story up and say it loud. We've come so far, so we celebrate, celebrate. Who are we? Nitro, 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 1, 2, 1. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Who are we? Nitro, nitro, nitro. 1, 2, 1. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Who are we? Nitro, nitro, nitro. 1, 2, 1. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Who are we? Nitro, nitro, nitro. 1, 2, 1. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Who are we? Nitro, 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 nitro. Yeah, it's you and us, 1 to 1. Oh yeah.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
So how do you think agencies can improve on the relationship with their clients, especially in this climate?
I think is more importantly on looking at what the client is looking at. I don't know if I'm saying, I'll give an example. I tell my colleagues every day, when you come to see the doctor will ask you, what is the problem? What is the medical challenge? You will say, I have this. Now, the doctor will take time to ask you lots of questions. Sometimes, questions that it might be repetitive sometimes. Afterwards, he now takes his stuff and does what you call the diagnosis. Mm-hmm. Now, after that, he prescribes drugs or whatever it is, and sometimes once you take those things, you get either instant or, relief, or it could take some time, you get relief. So you can see the value the client or the doctor has added. We need to get to a place as marketing communication experts where we can clearly put a hand to the value we have brought to the table in measurable terms.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? That's only when we can say, the client will say, oh, without this guy, my business would have suffered. If we can get to those points where we all not only speak in pictures and in poetry, but we speak in numbers, I think our relationship will grow much more. Because sometimes how MDs dimension value is, in many cases, different from how creative people dimension value. You're looking at top of mind, it's fine. But the guy is looking at maybe real numbers, as in moving up my sales. So we must be able to look at what he's looking at and measure success from his own point of view, not from our own point of view. That's one thing we need to all. It's tough and it's still a global challenge, but we need to get to that point. If you hear consultants talk to clients, they talk to them as on the same frequency. And so when they sit down and say, okay, this guy understands my problem, we need to really get to that point. We need to. Once we get to that point, it's easier for a client to say, oh, this guy, I have every reason to keep him. I have to keep him. You won't be doing all these things we do sometimes to keep businesses. They will keep you because they need you much more than you even need them. Yeah? Yes. Doctors don't have to beg us to come to them. They sit in their office and we come. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's possible to get to that point where clients walk into our office and say, I need your help. It's possible. It's achievable, but we need to know that. So if I have to market to somebody else, I'll say, okay, fine. I moved this guy from point 2 to point 6 in 1 year or in 2 years. Go and ask him. Those are the kind of believable pitches we should be making. Yeah?
Yeah. So, very impressive, I must say. So looking forward, what are those skill sets that are required for agencies to have, especially during this time, or that we're battling with a pandemic, and also, in the future?
So for me, that's a very deep question, and I will come at it from a very unusual way. So agencies should start having mental health experts.
Okay.
Yeah, because, for example, it was really challenging for me to work from home, April last year to December last year. It was a major disruption, all right? And sometimes I found myself having a lot of challenges I didn't know I needed a mental health expert. Yeah, because when you're used to interacting with people, every day you're going adrenaline pumping, you're thinking, you're talking, you're pitching, you're doing that. Second is, we need to know that I don't think it's efficient. I don't think it's productive to have HR people that don't understand the new reality. HR now should be a blend of psychologists, physiotherapists, people who understand human beings, who can tell how to best optimize a talent. So, for example, there are some talents who might be more productive if they work from home. Okay. I've seen it practically. There are some that will be more productive if they work from the office. Okay. There are some that might want a combination of it. How do you manage talent now? In such a way that you are not about set rules that the company has sat back and developed. No, it's about what are the uniqueness of these talents and how do we formulate flexible, bespoke, work mode that will fit them and enable them produce optimally. So we need a lot of HR people that are really, really very, very, abreast with the new reality. Yeah. And from the operational point of view, of course, a lot of people who needed plenty of techs now, techie guys, people who will do lots, in terms of developing applications, developing platforms, content generation, quick and fast production, no longer all these big ticket productions, quick and fast productions, mobile, editing suites, are people that can multitask. Those are the kind of people we need to have now. Architects in agencies now, because like I said before, it's no longer about depending so much on the briefs that are coming from the clients. It's about developing solutions that you can sell across party lines. Agencies can buy it, clients can buy it. Anybody that thinks it's something good for me can buy it. I do not think that in Jack's widest imagination, Zuckerberg, in his widest imagination, I did not think he knew upfront that platform will be as massive as it is today. So I tell people, no matter what you're building today, don't underestimate the extent it can go. Because the truth of the matter is that we are now in a global sitting room. Today, Nigerians work out of Lagos. They work for clients or companies in Argentina, Mexico, Germany, some a little, some of England and all of that. So things have changed and things will continue to change. And one thing is clear: we will never ever go back to what it was pre-COVID. Whoever goes back to that, it's like trying to live now with the medievals.
There's something I know you talk about when you have the opportunity to speak, to issues about how you craft your messages. You talked about humanizing your advertising messages. Yeah. Before we let you go, can you harp on it a bit? Okay. Interesting you picked it up because I had the opportunity of speaking at the Advan session earlier this year. And I think that was one area that, caught everybody's fancy. And really for me, it was a product of, study, but it was more about my lessons from COVID. Okay. Yeah. My lessons from COVID, because for the first time, I saw how people depended on communication to survive. They wanted to hear news that will help them make decisions. They valued who they hear from as to against what they hear. All right? Okay. And they are saying, okay, beyond the brand hard sell, what is this brand doing to help solve this COVID challenge? So they were looking up to brands, more like how you look up to individuals to say, what is your point of view on this COVID? What are you going to do? I'm a corporate entity with probably much more, a financial base to help. So I said to myself, more than ever before, this is where empathy will sell more than functional messaging. All right? And the only way to
really get at the heart of empathy is to see the people not as consumers of your product, but as human beings who are facing problems that you are facing. And so how do you advise, for example, your sister to take care of how to handle a setback? Are you going to be writing messages that will connect to the reasoning? No. You more like talk to the person from a point of connecting with the heart. Okay, because if the person knows you love him or her, the person will be more susceptible to taking your advice. Okay, and I also looked at global brands, a few of them who did it well. I discovered that more than ever before, they got the real connection with the people. The people believed that really, these guys empathize. And they are, they now approach your brand with better purpose. They now see your brands as not collecting our money, but somebody who cares for me. So I should also care invariably by also buying their brand. These are deep-seated human truth that sometimes is tough to understand, especially when you have everything going for you. But when COVID happened, a lot of people did a lot of introspection, a lot of reflections that said, really, who matters to me? It really bothered me. And I had that opportunity to speak to people who command about 90% or plus of the spend to say, look, let's spend this thing more purposefully. And I'm sure over time it will give you more sustainable growth and benefit.
Well, I must say thank you for being with us on Industry Conversation.
Thank you.
There's a lot I would have loved to ask, but for time, we'll end the conversation here. Thank you again for having us with you on Industry Conversation. Well, it has been an interesting time speaking with the Managing Director of Starcom Media Perspectives, Mr. Jude Odia. Do also join us again for another interesting time on Marketing Edge on TV next week. I'm Ogalima Feru. Bye for now.